I still hear your startup noise when you're sleeping next to me. I still feel your palm grips in my hands. Forgive me my weakness, but I don't know why. Without you, it's hard to survive. 'Cause every time I game, I get this feeling, and every time I kiss my controller, I get really. Not gonna say that. I swear I can fly. I messed it up. I'm sorry. Uh, can't you feel my heart beat fast when we're in the last circle on Apex Legends? Welcome to episode 55
Yeah,
of
you got it.
Sweaty Plebs podcast. This is a very special episode. This is the 55th episode.
No dedication.
Messed that one up. Anyways, what's
Howdy.
up, boys?
Welcome back. This is Faulkner.
Faulkner 2 here. The second Faulkner.
The middle-sized Faulkner, I guess.
And Faulkner Supreme.
Oh,
all right,
yes,
well
that's a
played.
good one. Yeah.
We have a special guest this episode. We have a good friend of mine, Burger. We're a
Mhm.
Facebook official 5 years, a couple weeks ago. So it's kind
Oh
of a
my
big deal.
god.
I know.
That's actually wild. That's wild news. Is his birthday on his Facebook?
No.
What? No. I don't know when Chris's birthday is because we don't care about birthdays.
Ah,
Might be
Andy
today.
Andy knows his birthday, and I know Andy's birthday only because we have similar we're in the same month, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
his birthday lives somewhere in my head, but I can never remember it until I need to.
Yeah. Which apparently is a decent amount throughout the year.
I need to remind myself. So it stays fresh.
Yeah.
Berger is our legal consultant. He will advise us on all things legal. So if we ever step over a line, he will tell us. Yeah.
I watch a lot of Legal Eagle and stuff. It'll be okay.
Perfect.
I'm a big bird law man myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, where are we going with this?
All right.
All right, let's kick it off. Big episode today. Lots of topics to go through. Burger doesn't play the games that we play, so it'll be fun to have his legal advice associated to it.
Expertise is actually the legal word for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize. Yeah. But before we start our episode, what we drinking, boys?
Well, as is customary, I actually need to figure out what this is because I just bought it because I hadn't seen the can yet. This is a bear bottle, Kinetic Kush. So
Kinetic Kush.
we're going places with this. This is a hazy IPA. Boom, boom, bang. Nice colors on the can.
Very pretty.
But,
Wow.
nothing crazy. Bear bottle's okay. They have a really nice, I guess you would call it like tap house or whatever, brewery.
Yep.
It's actually it's like a sweet juice flavor. I like that. It doesn't taste hazy or like poppy at all, but it's decent. This thing has all kinds of stats on the back too. Look at that.
Numbers.
Stats.
Yeah.
Neat.
It's a
what?
data-driven beer.
Yeah. It's the brewer's recipe. It's let me tell you how much yeast this motherfucker has. Sorry, we do curse on this every once in a while. Sorry for the children. This thing has Giga 054. I don't know what that means, but it has it.
Do you mean like 0.54 grams of yeast?
I don't know, but let me tell you about the mash temp, okay?
All right.
156 degrees Fahrenheit. All right. This beer is not playing, and I don't know what any of that means, so it could be playing. Anyways, I give it a thumbs up. Try it, maybe, if you have
Okie
it.
dokie. Aiden,
In terms of legal advice, telling people how to brew beer incorrectly is probably not the best way to go about it.
I can't give beer brewing advice because I don't know how.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, got another canned cocktail.
Vodka
Mm.
Mule.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What is that?
Not-
Is that a bat on there?
That is a donkey. It says
Yep.
mule. Bam.
Yep. Donkeys are the bats of the ground.
Yeah, had this brand before. This is probably the most basic flavor. It's canned cocktail. It's one of the good ones, not one of those terrible ones that taste like watered down lemonade with gin.
Fair enough. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. I have a Belching Beaver Brewery.
Hmm.
It is a hazy IPA, and it's called Hazer's Gonna Haze.
Hazer's Gonna Haze. I've had that one on here
Wow.
before.
I don't. It's like 9 a.m. for me equivalently because I work nights, so I'm not really drinking anything alcoholic. But I do have some Coke. That's about it.
He meant the
Cane?
drink, not the
Oh.
not the
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Coca-Cola, Coke Zero. Yeah, sorry.
not that Colombian Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's what you call cocaine? That's what I call Coca-Cola. Weird.
All right. Let's jump into it. Games we're playing. Dylan, what have you been up to?
I have not played a single video game this entire week.
It's not true.
That is a lie.
Yeah.
I have been playing Apex Legends. Yeah. Look at me. I'm
You got
I'm
too
a gold.
excited.
You did.
yeah, I got too
Got all
yeah, I got too
dangly.
excited. Yeah. It's a new season. Let me tell you that. I think it's
Mhm.
season 9.
Season 8.
No. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's season 9 because
That's not right.
there was no first season. Anyways, it's great. Kings Canyon is back. There are new places. There's an Australian now.
Who doesn't say cunt? I'm very disappointed.
Well, legally, you can't
Listen.
say cunt in America. Sorry, I didn't say that. Delete that part. Scratch it. You're ruining my good image. Yeah, I don't know. It's I enjoy it. I'm liking it. We haven't really played all that much. We haven't had like a long session. At least I haven't had a long session. What I would consider one. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna get diamond.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sick.
We'll talk about it a little bit more, our initial impressions of
Yeah.
Season 8. You playing anything else? Anything on the Switch?
Yeah, your boy jumped back into Slay the Spire a bit this week. I beat Ascension 9 on the Red Man. Other than that, I bought Undermine. I pre-ordered Undermine. So
Nice.
Oh, I forgot to
Yeah.
pre-order Rogue Heroes. That's what I forgot to do. Remind
you
me.
should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Just
okay, I
do it
will.
right now.
So
You got
I
time.
now have more Switch pre-orders than I ever have had in my life.
Proud
So,
of you.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
not true.
I've never had 2 at the same time. I've done 2 before this, I think.
You made it sound a lot more than 2 just
Yeah.
now, just to let you know.
Yep.
Oh, it's only 2. Yeah. I have Rogue Heroes and I have Undermine ready to play when they're ready.
Good stuff. Proud of you.
All right,
Thank you.
Aiden, what you been up to? I think you're the
So-
most exciting of
Mhm.
us.
You know me. More Hitman 3. Still a great game. I have nothing new to report. Just want to let you know. I will say I'm playing Hitman 3 for the rest of the year.
Yeah, because
Forgot a
you're
game.
gonna plat it. So
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Plating all 3 games. I also bought Noida this week, which, if anyone doesn't know, if you remember back in the early 2000s, there's a Flash game called Powder Game or something like that. Just a particle physics simulation. It's like if you combine that game with a magic-based roguelike, and it is wonderful.
I have a question about this game. Can you
You-
kill yourself by going into fire?
Yes, and that is how I die 95% of my runs.
Yeah, it's weird because I was watching somebody play before. It seems like they just kept going into the fire on purpose. Very, very strange choices.
So I have a lot of confidence in that or in myself, and I'm not actually that good yet. Yeah, great game. The just wand building mechanics are awesome. I could literally just go around lighting fires in that game and killing myself because of it for hours on end, just because watching the particle simulations is super cool. Don't know if I've gotten super deep in it yet. I've gotten to the 4th world. Who knows how deep it goes, but it's great, and I will stream more for Dylan to watch me die.
Mhm.
And am sad that no one else is going to play because Faulkner hates roguelikes apparently,
I
and
don't.
Dylan doesn't have a PC. Yep,
I don't
that's
hate
what he said before the
roguelikes.
podcast.
That's not true. That's not it. Very good at the gaslighting me.
It's my
Gaslamp.
Gaslamping me. I
No,
love
it is
roguelikes.
gaslighting.
I
was
don't
gaslighting you on the
enjoy
gaslamp.
bullet hell games.
I don't
Do
really
what I
think
said.
it's that. Yeah.
You just kill them before they shoot you.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like my thing.
Well,
But that's fine.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm
Don't
gonna.
worry, I'll gift it to you one
watch
day.
it. God damn it.
Yeah, but otherwise, nothing really new that we're not going to talk about in like 2 minutes. So
Fair enough.
I'll wait.
Right. I have played nothing new this week. All I've played was Apex. A couple of games that we all played together. That's semi-new. Oh,
Yeah,
Aiden and I
that's
played.
kind of false. Yeah.
Aiden and I played a new game. It was fantastic. We'll talk about it in a second. And then a little bit of Tarkov. Like I'll do like jumping in a couple raids here and there, but then like I get one tapped in the head, and then I get frustrated, so I just leave.
I will say you played with my emotions yesterday, choosing Rampart 7 games in a row. Extremely
You
meta.
said it was it was a meta build.
No.
You said
Locking
that was,
me in the room.
You're the only one that we got out, no problem. Sounds like a you issue.
Yeah, when you're getting shot at, it's a little bit harder.
I got out while I was getting shot at. Aiden got out while he was getting shot at. I watched him do it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sucks
I
to
think
suck, bro.
I think you are lying.
I never lie. That is a ridiculous statement. I pre-ordered Rogue Heroes.
Okay, good.
Attaboy.
All right, Aiden, do it now.
Let's hear what Burger plays.
Yeah, Berg Dog.
This week it was just mostly Escape from Tarkov. A lot of that I've been trying to make progress in the questing. I think I want to push for a Kappa container this wipe. So that's what I've been working on. I hit level 30 yesterday. I played a little bit of chess yesterday.
Nice.
Hell yeah, man.
And then I played there's a streamer I watch, he was playing GeoGuessr, and I want to try and beat his high score. I don't know if you guys know what GeoGuessr is. It basically just uses Google Maps, and it drops you in a random place in the world, and you have to guess where you are in the world.
I was
I do know
totally
that.
wondering why. Like I was,
Yeah.
so he streams, so he had like a stream recording, and it was like 2 hours long. He's like, well, let me just like preview, put my mouse over it to see what the preview is. I'm like, why is he in like Russia right now on Google?
And it's like a challenge mode because it's a diverse world, but you're not allowed to actually move the camera in any way or zoom in on anything. So you're literally just given one image and you're trying to guess like where you're at. And the highest score I gotten was like 16,000 out of a possible 25,000. It's one of those things where it's like some of your guesses are super close and you're like, I have no idea how I got it. And then like there's ones where you're like, I'm certain this is like somewhere in the United States and you're actually in Norway. It's one of those things that
Yep.
That's
I am
what-
fun cards for that game.
yeah.
Actually really cool. I've seen similar games where it's like, hey, we're going to show you like a zoomed in photo of like a famous picture and you have to like guess what the event was.
Mm-hmm.
But this just sounds like a way harder version of that.
Cool.
Also, real quick, just to rewind a little bit because I'm curious, what is a Kappa container?
He's gonna be playing Tarkov soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm trying to learn a little bit.
So your PMC character can have what's called a container, and there's different ones. So like if you get the basic version of the game, you get an alpha container, which is just a 2x2 square, and basically So typically you lose all of your stuff when you die in Tarkov, except for anything that's in that container. And so you have to complete every quest in the game in order to unlock the Kappa container, which is, I think it's 3x4. Yeah, that's correct. So it's the largest one that you can get, so you can store a lot of stuff in it. Usually, like they have a mechanic that are called keys that basically are like kind of like a loot progression system. Certain doors like behind them have loot, but those doors are locked. So if you carry the keys on you, you can open those doors and get better loot. So if you die, you don't want to lose those. So you normally keep those in your container. And so it's just like it. So the more stuff, so the larger your container, like the more keys you're going to be able to hold, but also some of that higher tier loot can fit inside the container, like bitcoins and stuff. So it's just like the more space you have, the more loot you can take out, even if you die.
Neat. All right. So
Okay.
you guys gonna share for me? I'm
Yeah.
good at aiming, so that's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to play Tarkov. Although I work nights, so it'll mostly be on the weekends whenever you're available.
Yeah, it's probably the only time I'm gonna want to play Tarkov. So
That's
works.
our main game time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yep. So Aiden and I decided to play a new PlayStation 5 game. Is it called Destruction All Star or is it All Star Destruction?
It's
Destruction
Destruction All
All-Star.
Stars.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we played it. Aiden, how wonderful was it?
The actual modes that you can party up for are hot garbage.
So bad.
Yeah.
This game is
Game
terrible.
looks good. It like driving is fun, but like the 8v8 mode, somehow the maps just feel too small. Also, the second mode that we played, the one about collecting gears, still don't have a fucking clue how to play that.
It doesn't tell you how to play the game.
Yeah.
Like in
There's
the different
also
modes.
like
It's wild.
you can't look at
So-
like what the characters do on the main menu, and I still don't understand that design choice.
Yeah, like each character has a special like skill, and then your car has a special skill. But you can't read anywhere in the game except for in the character selection in matchmaking.
Yep.
When you
And
have a
This
certain
sounds
amount
like
of
my
time.
kind of game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To tab to it, it takes like 2-3 seconds, and in that loading screen, you have like maybe 15 seconds to choose a character. So
It's terrible design. And
Yeah.
it was even the modes we played were like, wait, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to do
Yeah.
this? There's no indicators of what you got to do, no description of what the game mode is.
yep.
Oh,
I will give it the benefit. I went back
Hey.
and played a little bit today, and the single player modes infinitely better. Like just straight mayhem. I actually had fun playing it. If they bring that to a team based thing, I would say let's try it again. But as is, I would be very upset if I paid $70 for this game.
and the tutorial,
Jesus.
the tutorial is pretty bad.
It's garbage.
It's so bad. We were just
Wow.
stuck in the tutorial, like, wait, what do we do now? Like, where do we go?
Yeah. Like you finish the task, and then it takes like 30 seconds to give you the next one. And then you finish all the tasks, and it makes you finish out the remainder of the timer still.
You know, that kind of reminds me of what is that? Oh no, I'm completely gnome game. Dwarfs digging.
Dwarf Fortress?
No,
Or-
No.
Deep Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock
Oh.
Galactic. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, except for that's a third party. Like that's a like an indie studio.
Wait, was this
Yeah.
this is a PlayStation game?
It's made by some studio that Faulkner listed off what
Lucid.
they made before, but it's
Lucid.
like a second party studio at the moment. So
It's so wild that it's just weird. Yeah. Yeah, so we played that. And then the other game we've all been playing except for Burger, Sea of Thieves.
I
Oh, you guys
honestly
been
forgot we
playing it?
played that last night.
get it
Yeah.
done.
I just want you guys to know I'm the captain of the ship. I don't do anything on the ship except for tell them to take me places.
I'm
So
pretty sure you were
officially-
drunk last night because
Yeah.
No, I have not drank until today this week. I just 100%.
That's either a good thing or a terrible thing
Yeah.
based
What
on
does that say
you
about
on
your
the
sobriety?
That just says I didn't know what the fuck I was doing at all in that game.
It was a lot of fun, actually. We had a good
I did
time.
have fun.
Aiden and I,
I did
we
find
played
the
it for like
Bear's chest.
another hour or so.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and this guy.
Did you guys do that on console or on PC?
Console.
That is
Mm.
console, but
I don't know if it has crossplay or not.
I feel like that game
Should have crossplay.
should have crossplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because there's no real. I mean, there's an arena, but I mean, who takes PvP seriously in that game?
Yeah, it's
That game
a
is
straight for fun game.
that is
I
a
mean, we
fuck
took it
around game at its peak.
Very seriously last night when we saw the only ship that we saw. We were like, we need to fucking hide. Like we need to put our ship. We need to stop moving now. Put the sails down and do not move.
We didn't do
I've
that though.
watched, I've watched a lot of Summit's videos where he plays that game and he just like bullies people, and it looks like a lot of fun if you're really good at the game.
Yeah, we are not very good, but it is still fun.
I
Yeah,
am the
yeah.
#1 anchor dropper on our team.
I'm sure if a person that actually plays that
Is it
game
your own
watched
anchor?
this-
It's all of our anchor. I'm dropping everybody's anchor at the same time. I say,
Attaboy.
where are we dropping, boys? Now.
Yeah, literally, like, worst case scenario, we don't even do anything but stand on an island and just play music. I still enjoy it.
Yeah. We did spend like, I said I was going to get off, and we spent like 20 minutes just like cycling through instruments and playing songs.
Yeah, it is crossplay, by the way. PC.
Ooh, Berg Dog.
You just need an Xbox
that
Live
download.
gamer tag.
Yeah, I mean, I have.
Does that cost money to
I
play
don't know.
crossplay?
I'll look it up.
I mean, if I have Game Pass, I can resubscribe to Game Pass and I'll get
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves for free. I'm pretty sure.
It's part of it.
100% you will.
100%, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have
It does crossplay with
tag
Steam
too.
also.
Okay.
Neat.
That is kind of cool. I
Okay.
didn't expect them to crossplay with Steam, but that is neat. It's a fun game. It's a good fuck around game.
Yeah.
Party game. I want to say like a third of the time we were just playing music.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a party game, but
We were in a party.
Party game atmosphere, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's like just the game of not running into a dock when you're trying to dock.
A game that we lose every single time.
Oh, we
Surprising.
started getting it down once you were gone.
Yeah.
I was there the whole time, emotionally.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I just
Do you
was.
guys keep grounding your ship or something?
We kept running it into the dock because we didn't know how to like slow it down fast enough or like angles
Into the dock, into the rocks, pretty
Yeah.
much into anything that was
in the
Yeah.
way.
We just
semi
didn't
high
want
in
to
the
swim
water.
very far, so we
Yeah.
just really went for it, and we're not good yet.
Yeah.
There's a point I went down into our hole and I was like, oh, there's a wood board, there's a wood board, there's
Yeah.
a wood board, there's a wood board.
Almost every single surface.
There was also a point last night where I accidentally picked up Faulkner's pet monkey and couldn't figure out how to take it off my arm. Thought about just turning my Xbox off. I was like, "Get this damn monkey off me."
There are a lot of things in that game that I find really funny. Like I've seen where like I think you can have like a pet cat or something and you just hold the cat and you show it to people like, here, look at my cat.
Yeah.
That's like those are really interesting mechanics where you can just like hold stuff and show it to people that you're partied with.
Mm-hmm. It's very cool, like playful and stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
A very, at least the way we play it, chill and relaxing game.
Yeah, it's a good wind down game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into.
I would like to say one thing about that game. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, buddy.
You cannot harpoon a small boat onto a big boat.
Well, you can
just like
harpoon the small boat to the big boat.
You just
Yeah,
can't.
you
You
just
can't,
can't pull it
keep
out.
it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have. Don't they have like a docking thing in the back of the boat where you tie up your small boats?
You may know more than us.
You just
I
might
watched,
have.
I watched Summit play it a lot. So like on the back of the boat where you have your rudder, I think you're supposed to be able to dock the small boat to the back of the ship, and like you can pull it up and then you can cast off from it.
Well,
All right.
let
then
me tell
let
you,
know.
we don't know what we're doing at all.
We're just running around.
Because you guys have because you guys have you would have the 3-player boat, the 3 to 4-player boat. So you would have the larger boat. I think you would get it. My only problem with Sea of Thieves is that like the loot that you're getting is all cosmetic.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like there's zero progression in the game other than cosmetics.
Yeah,
I guess is my only
that's
problem.
all of it. Yeah, it's nothing but
Yeah.
cosmetic.
It's perfect for Game Pass, but
Yeah.
I would be upset if I actually spent money on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very confused yesterday when I was spending my money on new instruments, and I was like, where did this thing go? Like, I just bought like a new one of those like things that you spin the end on, and I bought a new
Hurdy-gurdy.
banjo, hurdy-gurdy, yeah. And then I just realized they're all skins.
I
I'm
think-
like,
I think progression wise, the only thing worth like leveling up your traders is to unlock the high end bounties or quests. What do they call them?
The
Voyages.
Voyages. 'Cause
Voyages,
they have
yeah.
like some like raid level, like high tier ones.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't play it seriously, so it doesn't fucking matter, right? I'm just here to
no,
Yeah.
I'm just here
That-
to sing some shanties.
that's a very good cool down. Like, hey, let's play another 30, 40 minutes and just like maybe go do a raid, not a raid,
A
go to
voyage.
an island or something. Yeah.
Sell a little bit. Be like, wow, this water looks pretty good. That's the game.
That water looks moist, man.
What did you guys run? Did you run double gun or did you run gun sword?
Gun sword.
And sword.
Okay.
I didn't know you could change anything, so yeah, gun sword. I think I have a shotgun, a blunderbuss.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think that's the only difference. All right, let me tell you guys about Apex Legends Season 9. Just kidding, it's Season 8 apparently. Legally. We're going back. We're back to the canyon. Faulkner, you okay?
I'm writing down show notes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna.
You look very sad for a second.
Yeah, I thought I offended you. New map, Kings Canyon. It's an old map, but it's new. I kind of like this better than the old Kings Canyon, but I feel like it's not that much of a huge change. I think it's just a slight upgrade. I think not filling in the giant water hole where Skulls can't, or oh no, I've already
Skulltown.
forgot what it's called.
Skulltown.
Skulltown is a huge mistake, in my opinion.
They got rid of Skulltown?
Oh, that was.
They got rid of Skulltown a long time ago.
Yeah.
Just completely deleted a whole like.
They made the map
That was
smaller.
that was the hot drop location. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that was the
Yeah.
hot drop. Like, I would love a TDM mode of Skulltown. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
you know, or you know what will be really cool? 4 teams. One each team spawns at each like edge of
Corner.
Skulltown,
Yeah.
and then it's a 4-team TDM fight. Basically, that would be really fun.
Yeah, I'd fuck with that. I mean, it made the game, the map changes made it bigger, right? Because they expanded above artillery, and I like the change in Slum Lake or Slumtown or Slum.
It was some lakes.
Slumlum?
I forget what it's called now. I do like that change a lot.
Yeah.
I like the new point of interests. I like all the small changes that they did. Like I like that the farm is gone.
No way, man.
Um,
Hey, now we're talking about today. We missed
Yeah.
the farm.
oh, I like that it's gone. I feel like that area is like ripe for fighting now. Instead of like somebody's gonna just be there getting some weird loot, and you're gonna roll up and they're just gonna kill you.
I
Or
mean,
you
that's
can
the
kill
reason why they removed it. Like, I was
Yeah.
reading the notes about it, and that's why they moved it. But I was like, I actually like that part.
I mean,
See,
it wasn't. I didn't think it needed to be removed, but I enjoy it now that it's gone.
didn't
What
dislike
else
it
did they
that much,
change?
but the issue I have is it feels like Farm before was just way too open to everything.
But now
Like-
it's even more open.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
nothing
It's
but
just
open,
like-
yeah.
They
That-
took my problem and just
Yeah.
tripled it. So
Oh, my problem was farm was like something that people were always crossing, and then whatever team was there first had the best spot because it's right in the middle, you know.
yeah,
And now it's like when people are crossing there, it's more of a fair fight. I feel like.
yeah, which I kind of get, but also it's like in the middle of a very open plain. So
Yeah, it's literally like BR
It's-
warm ups
yeah.
on Halo 3 or something, you know. You guys have any other map thoughts in general?
I just want to say I like the slum changes, like the armory changes.
I like those
Yeah,
armory.
armory.
Those armory stuff's cool.
Mhm.
Apparently, Armory was destroyed. Yeah, somebody in our fire team keeps saying that.
Yeah, it was destroyed.
No. There's like maybe 10% of Armory that was destroyed, but I think it is a good change.
Yeah, having that whole place up there, because I think that whole northern area was not very active.
Yeah, it was not fun just to loot there. It wasn't fun if you accidentally got in a fight there.
Yeah, and if you land in Slum, really, you could only go east,
For
or
Armory.
yeah, you could only go to Armory, or what's the other location? What's that?
Runoff.
Runoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't get to
Or
the center.
to containment. You could go to containment, but it's that's you're going right into it. Anyways, I think the map changes are good. I generally enjoy them. I've seen a lot of complaints about just Kings Canyon for multiple weeks, and Kings Canyon being on ranked from like professional players, I guess you would call them. I don't feel that pain. I like all the maps generally
Yeah.
well, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see this version of King's Canyon back
Yeah.
and
I'm fine with it.
playing it.
Fine with it.
Question for you guys.
Sure.
Yes. Shoot.
The map mechanic where they have like, if you go, I think it seems like it's only on the edges of the map, where they have like the vials that you touch and then they drop, and then you can eventually like use the vials that you've collected around this area to like synthesize meds and shields and stuff.
Mhm.
How long has that been in the game? Because I don't remember that.
So that's the crafting mechanic that came in 2 seasons ago, I think. And those spawn randomly at points of interest around the map.
Are they like
And
in
then-
the center, or are they only on the edges to like help people
They're
who might not have
everywhere.
the best loot?
Yeah,
They're
are
nearly
they?
everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how many spawn per map, but it changes from POI to POI every
do-
match.
I
And
do
then-
think that's a really good mechanic, though.
Yeah.
Like having like a craftable kind of
I-
thing going on for making sure that you explore the whole map area for the point of interest. It kind of forces you to take fights or like run into other people who might be in the same area.
Yep. It also changes
Mhm.
the loot pool, right?
The
'Cause-
that's
Yeah.
my favorite thing about it is
Yeah.
it just forces you to like if you're somebody who only uses shotguns, and then yesterday for instance was the purple bolt day, it's like I need to get those crafting materials so I can what is that called, those little juice boxes.
juice boxes.
Okay, I need
Yeah,
to get the
let's go
juice.
with it.
Yeah. I need the juice so I can get my shotgun bolt, my purple shotgun bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, those I think that came out Rampart season.
Yeah.
That is the best thing that happened with Rampart by far in this game.
Maybe second best.
Yeah. She's pretty meta. I don't know what you're talking about.
Pretty
Is Rampart the character you're playing with the shields?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you drop the little wall.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I guess
I
we
think
can
he's
talk
the-
about that later because you have it
Yeah.
in the notes. But
He does. He does. Let me tell you about what's next in the notes. It's a little gun out there called the 3030 rep,
Rep.
AKA the Winchester.
aka the Winchester, aka the 3030 repeater, and it feels great. I love
That
it.
gun slaps. I love it.
Yeah.
Yep. The
will
Winchester has
say-
never been a bad gun in a BF.
I don't think I've gotten a
What?
single long range kill with it. I've gotten tons of long range damage, but all of my knocks have been like medium to short range, which seems weird to me. I don't know if I'm just not very good with the gun or I've just been in weird situations. It feels great. I love it. I hope they don't nerf it. I hope they kind of
Just leave
it
it.
feels like a way better wingman than like
Yeah.
the wingman could ever be, except for
The movement speed.
movement speed, and
ADS
it
time.
can't
Yeah.
get the skull piercer on it.
does it use light ammo?
No, it uses
Heavy ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it trades off with Wingman, right? Like you lose the
Mhm.
ADS and the movement speed. So
Dude, but that thing with
Yeah.
a 3x scope on it or a 2 to 4
2 to
is
4 is prime.
amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, 2 to 4 is perfect because you get that 4x when you're going for that first headshot, and then you switch when you do the charge shot, 4x headshot, and then switch, and then you're just bang, 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 and you destroy
Mhm.
them.
Yeah. You get that at first drop.
Yeah.
One shot headshot.
Yeah.
Feels great.
It is a premium gun.
Speaking of guns, what is your they brought back the Anvil receiver?
Uh-huh.
How you feeling
Mhm.
about Flatline Anvil? Because it kind of will carry that like a dual situational thing. Right now you have full auto
Yeah.
and a really solid single shot. So now
Yeah.
you don't even need to carry a wingman or a single shot. You can go with the R99 or a shoddy with range.
So if I'm choosing between the 3030 or the flatline with not hammer point, you just said it, anvil, I'll go flatline every single time as long as I have a good sight for it.
Yeah.
Just because of that versatility of, hey, I just need a gun that I can quickly swap into full auto and hip fire a little bit just to spray. I like it. I have not used it at all on the 301. Flatline
Why
only.
would I use the 301 when I can use it on a flatline? Get
So you just find a 301. It's good. I'll let you know.
yeah.
Oh, I know I've used it before.
Yeah,
This season I have
it's
not.
Still
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it just feels
Slightly
like
different purpose, but
this season, heavy weapons in general are getting the big favor with the gold mags for like the Spitfire, right? Or any of them.
I mean, everything got gold mags, but the
Yeah.
Spitfire got a buff, and that gun is insane now. It is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still surprised by that because I feel like it was already fantastic.
Yeah, well, they gave it like a 1-point damage buff, but then they nerfed its reload speed. But I'm like, that doesn't matter.
I don't reload that gun, so
Yeah, and when you have a gold mag, it really doesn't matter. So,
anyways,
yeah.
Apex. It's a good game. We're still going to talk about it. Yeah. Let me tell you guys something. I'm going to do an Apex Legends character impersonation, and you guess who it is.
Don't say the word.
G'day, mate.
I thought you were gonna go with something else. I thought you were gonna talk about a shrimp on a barbie.
No, dude. All right. So I have to say this now, since you said that. When I was a young boy, I thought shrimp on the Barbie, and I don't know if this is gonna translate, but I thought that shrimp on the Barbie was Nes Bala Bala Balde. That's what I thought that it meant.
What?
Like when people said, because I had only seen it when
What?
Stifler said it one time in like some movie, right?
Did
yeah.
he?
He said it in some-
he did.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you grow up alone and just never ask an adult what they said?
Well, I grew up with Aiden, and he's no help at all. And also, yeah, I didn't ask my mom or my dad about this, but yeah, I thought it was Nes Bala Bala Balde until I was like 17 years old, and then I was like, oh, that makes way more sense. Faulkner, Barbie, just for your information, is a barbecue in Australian.
Thank you, you fucking cunt.
Cunt
Illegal.
is a formal greeting in Australia. It has like a
Yeah.
slightly different contextual meaning.
Slightly.
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it's that lawyer speak. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
piece of shit.
This is our legal advisor. Come on. Yeah, I will say, I like Fuse. I don't think
fun.
he's great for competitive, but his
You think the
LB
flavor's there?
barbecue, he is a very spicy guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he will do well in competitive.
I
His
think
ability to zone
Yeah.
is insane.
I think his ult is pretty bad. I think that's his worst. His
Oh, yeah.
worst kit.
His passive.
Yeah.
I think it's his passive is even his tactical.
Well, the
fantastic.
double grenades, amazing.
Oh,
The unlimited grenade doorbuster, whatever you want to call it, like just magic grenade, whatever, I don't know what you want to call it. Flashbang. That thing is great.
Mhm.
I'm not sold on grenade speed, actually. I think that might be a negative, honestly.
You think he
'Cause, like,
shoots out
so-
grenades too fast?
Well, he can shoot grenades further and faster, which
Yes.
sounds good, but I think like most of the time I use grenades in that game, I'm pretty close, right? And it's nice to shoot it faster, but it's not like really a bad thing, but I think I'm just so used to like the old grenade throwing that it messes me up more than it helps me.
I haven't seen that much of it. Does his grenades bounce?
Well, it depends on the grenade.
Yeah.
So, an explosive grenade will bounce and roll. Arc Star will stick. Arc Stars are.
I'm talking about
perfect.
his grenades. I'm talking about specifically his grenade.
Oh no, his LB or his Q, whatever you want to call it. That one doesn't bounce. That one will stick and explode
it's like a
after
flashbang.
a few seconds.
Yeah,
It's basically
Okay.
like a flashbang.
but it shoots.
then
It'll shoot through doors, so you can shoot
Right.
it through a door and hit someone behind it, which is crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
That
I
is
mean-
amazing.
But I mean, just mechanically speaking, if your projectile is really fast and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't bounce, then that's the easiest thing.
Yeah.
It makes it easier to control because you
Yeah.
just shift your point of aim to where you want the grenade to go.
No. You're correct with that, but
I think it's for him. It's just like
it's
a
more.
skill
It's
to
more of a
change.
muscle memory.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'll need to play him more. And
Well, yeah. I mean, you're literally
don't-
complaining about reading the manual at this point, though. I think.
Oh,
Yep.
you don't
Yeah,
know me
dude.
then, brother.
Dude. Story of his life.
Yeah. Let me tell you about Spider-Man. That game sucks until you upgrade anything.
That's literally every game.
Yeah. No, I think he has a place. I don't know if
I think his place is a point man. He's the guy that starts fights from a distance and zones people, right?
yeah.
Yep.
I
He
think
can
that
push people out of areas. He can start explosions going off sooner while everyone
Mhm.
else rushes, right? He's kind of like
Yeah.
the guy that kicks off fights.
yeah, and his ult, while I don't love it, if you're in the right situation, it's amazing. Like
Yeah.
if you've got a down person, you just put it around him. It's like, yeah, go get your buddy. I'm just gonna watch and then shoot you as soon as you get hit with a little bit of my fire. So
Yeah.
um,
Like we had that one fight where you were Bangalore and you dropped your thing, and then I dropped the ring, so it just forces
Yeah, they
them
were
to
just-
stay in there. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh, we're not gonna run, and then I just hit him like
Yeah.
10 times with my little thing. I was like, oh, you're all stunned. Hey, let me walk in and just
Yeah. And then
bink,
we
bink,
mopped them up.
bink, bink. Yeah. He's good. I'd like to see a couple changes. I don't have any recommendations, but I want to see what his next
Yeah, he's gonna get
evolution
nerfed.
is.
I'm pretty sure. His passive, I think, is the fact that you can double stack grenades and then you
Dude.
can throw grenades further, faster.
Yeah.
Is pretty powerful.
I
Passive.
will say the first time I played him, we got pretty far into the game, and at some point I was like, I'm gonna open up my inventory, and I looked and I was like, I have so many grenades right now. I had literally like an entire bottom row with a purple backpack and like 3 other ones, and
Yeah.
every single one was double stacked. And I was like, I honestly didn't even try to pick these up. It's just like, just running around and like press
Just
and pick
clicking
up when you
stuff,
see
yeah.
something. You just pick it up, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden I'm in this like last fight, and I have 70 grenades. And if you're in that situation,
Yeah.
he's amazing in that situation, because you're just like, you're not gonna attack me because I'm gonna throw 70 grenades at you. And
Are
you're
you
gonna
g-
probably
are you saying
die.
he's overtuned?
I think so.
I think that
Do you think
one,
it's like as
I think-
brazen as like a Riot whenever they design a new champion for League? It's just like the most overpowered thing in the world to boost sales, or do you think it was just like a little bit
no,
overtuned?
he's not even close to the best character in the game right now.
No, I don't think that
Okay.
either. But I think it's always good when you release a character to make them slightly overpowered and tune them down, because if they're too weak, people get that bad taste and won't go back to them.
Yeah,
Like Rampart
yeah,
was a
that's
great
the
example
Rampart.
of a bad
Yeah.
character at launch
I will literally never play Rampart until
because
they prove
of
me.
that bad experience, right? And then
Yeah,
most
I
people aren't
didn't have
going
any
to play
fun
him
with it.
again. Most people aren't going to play that character again because they're like, well, that was garbage.
Yeah, and like Horizon is the perfect example of this. Horizon was so broken when she was released,
It's great.
and so like honestly so
Yeah.
much fun.
Yeah.
And she's still
She's still good.
extremely strong.
Yeah.
And extremely useful. But just a little bit more fair now. I would, for balancing sake, I think you should only be able to double stack one type of grenade, like whatever one you pick up first and double stack. Like oh, I picked up a grenade or you should probably only be able to double stack grenades. I think arc stars and thermites are a little bit unfair, especially arc stars.
Those arc stars with that reach and speed.
That arc
Fuck.
stars on Fuse is honestly a little bit broken.
Yeah. Because now you
Um,
can actually tag, like stick people from a distance with it.
Oh, I've stuck more people with Fuse than probably the rest of my time on this game.
Yeah, so I suspect a nerf, which is fine, I guess.
I hope for a nerf and a buff. I think the ultimate needs a buff. I think his grenades needs a slight nerf. I think he'll be pretty fair after that. Grenade carrying.
Yeah.
The meta. We're gonna skip this.
The meta.
Rampart is not for
Rampart
the
is
win.
the meta, guys. I'm saying it now. Rampart's the meta. Just get with it.
Okay, I do have an opinion of watching Chris's Rampart. If you're on a slight incline, the hero becomes useless. Because anytime you put the shield down, if it's like just a little bit in front of you, you're like now taller than the shield itself, and it's just like, what are you doing? Trying to hide behind it? You seem foolish now.
Well, just so you know, that the shield also gives you a 20% damage buff when you shoot through
Yeah,
it.
shooting through it.
Sure, but I mean, like
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like
I know,
I
for
watched
protection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like trying to run away from somebody. Sorry. You're trying to run away, and like as soon as you put the shield down and you move 2 feet back, you're now vulnerable to more fire. It seemed absurd.
Yeah. It's just trying to, like, because you're playing console, not everyone has, like, pinpoint accuracy, so it's like, well, let's put it, just get some protection. Any protection running away is better than no protection running away.
True. Yeah, I don't, and I know I do a lot of hating on her. But
And
I think she's
it's
just
also me just learning the
so
character.
so situational. That I don't think that she's worth it.
You're not entirely wrong, but the main issue is still that since she had that terrible launch, no one really invested the time to know how to play her effectively. And so she just seems bad. Like, it's literally like a Gibraltar shield that everyone can use that gives you a damage buff if you use
Yeah.
it right.
Well, no, it's a permanent shield if you leave it there. It's
Yeah, it doesn't go
in
away.
theory
It
better
can
as
get
long as it doesn't
destroyed,
get
yeah.
shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just there are things that are good about her. Like her passive it's not the worst passive, but it's
Wait, what's
not
her-
a very useful one.
What's her passive? I don't even know her passive.
Oh, you reload LMGs faster and you carry more, or your LMG mags are bigger.
I had no idea that was a passive.
So if you're playing her, you should be running a Spitfire 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Watching Chris play her, like he used the ult like 6 times and just nobody ever peeked you guys like with the ult out. Like,
So
I think
that's why she's so situational, because the best way to use her is to find a fight that's going on. Get a perch up top, set your walls up so that you're in a safe spot, set your gun up, and then just mow them down through the wall.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
to
she
do
seems
all of that,
like from what I was watching, she seems absolutely useless to take ground compared to other people.
yeah.
Like it's completely passive. So unless somebody is coming through the ring, like setting up to like actually fight anybody, like they can just like sit down and hide somewhere because they don't have to push her at all.
You don't have to push, and there are so many ults abilities that you can shoot at her, or grenades that just completely destroy her.
There was one game where Chris set up on top of the dropship. And then
I remember that one.
A person just peeked out real quick and threw an ultimate, like a mortar launch on top of Chris's face. Chris is like, "Oh, fuck that," and just runs off.
Now,
yeah, and he left his ult behind. I'm like, "Oh, that was super useful, Chris. Glad you set up there."
Now, mind you, the ult time is very quick, but the reason I played Rampart was because I had a weekly challenge to do damage with that character, and it was totally a meme use because Dylan was so pissed about it. So
I honestly,
I was
like,
to troll him.
I know that you're doing it to troll me, but I didn't know that you had the challenge, and I was like, honestly, fuck Faulkner. I'm gonna start playing fucking rank by myself. I don't want to fucking play with. I'll find some randoms online to play with instead of fucking Rampart Faulkner. But I'm glad that you have passed that.
I have passed it. I don't have to play that character anymore.
I don't think she's terrible. I also don't look forward to when I get that challenge and have to play her for.
Well, they give you other classes, but because you were bitching about it, I was like, this is the class. This is the guy I'm going to use.
Oh.
Right, because I could have used Wraith or Horizon, which are infinitely better legends.
Yeah,
infinitely better.
Let me tell you, those are
meta.
like
they're actual meta
like
characters.
Top 5 characters, both of them. Yeah. What a challenge! What a challenge, Respawn. Let's this is one of my favorite segues. Let's switch it up a bit.
With that said, it is coming. Apex is coming to Switch on the 9th. There will be crossplay. People on Switch will receive 30 free levels on the Battle Pass.
I'm gonna download it just to see if I can get a whatchamacallit.
30 levels seems like a lot for a catch-up mechanic. If it's only
you'd have to buy the Battle Pass.
Oh, March 9th.
Yeah,
March
9th.
Okay.
Yeah. Panic Button is a studio that is porting it. They did the Rocket League port, so probably pretty good.
They've been pretty good on their ports, right? I think they did more than just Rocket League.
Yeah. They've done other ones.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a good port either way.
I think it's gonna look like shit. I think it'll run okay. Like, and by okay, I mean 30 frames per
I
second.
mean, you're playing on a Switch. I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, like you should expect it, but
like,
Yeah.
it's going to be what it's going to be.
I'll download it. I will not. It will not be my place to play unless you guys need a Smurf
Why
account.
would you download it? Just don't download it.
yeah.
It's like if you're not going to play it, don't even bother with the data.
Oh no, I'll play it a little bit. You remember when I downloaded Fortnite on Switch and we used to play with Switch lobbies
I remember playing with Switch Lab, or yeah, dude.
and how fun it was? I want to play some Apex Legends lobbies.
Is the crossplay console specific?
So crossplay, you can go. Well, if you're in, so if we played a game right now, we would be in the PlayStation and Xbox lobbies. I think that Switch will just get thrown into that
Yeah,
eventually.
I'm sure it's going to get tossed in the console lobbies unless you party up with a PC player, and then you'll get tossed into PC lobbies.
Yeah,
That's usually how they do it.
That would be
So,
miserable.
Yeah, can you imagine playing
Actually-
Switch on a PC lobby? Like, just why?
Yeah. Well, if you're playing with like a pro controller, you could still be probably.
Yeah,
in
but you're
an
losing out
okay
on
position.
frames, FPS alone,
True.
Yeah.
right? Like these guys are running 120 at least, and then you're playing at like 30,
Hey man,
At
that's
best.
how I hit my shots, man.
30 at best. Right.
Probably 26
Yeah.
to 16.
With that said, I didn't write this down, but they're doing the next gen updates, and they're trying to push for
120.
120. Yep, for
Mm.
next gen consoles.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, man, I kind of wish I had an Xbox One X or Series X.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
I'm not gonna let my dreams be $1,000 on the drain. How about that?
Still use it.
Yeah.
Last piece of Apex. Let's just move along, just so we get on to a different topic.
Sorry.
Anniversary events coming up. We'll talk more detail on the surface. It looks
Great.
Looks like the best collection event they have done from a
By
rewards
far.
aspect. Even from like using your own crafting material, it looks fantastic. So very excited for it. Cool.
Let me shepherd you guys over to our next topic. Our next topic is, let me tell you guys something. This is one of the best trilogies of all time, and it's coming back. It's gonna be legendary.
It's
gonna be massive.
okay.
It's gonna have an effect on everybody who plays it.
People are going to realize it doesn't hold up.
This Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yeah. I think you might have a different argument with the level of actual quality of life updates. Potentially pretty big.
We need to see what the actual updates
Sure.
are. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I love the series. I tried to go back to Mass Effect. I tried to replay it about a year ago, and I was like, wow, Mass Effect 1, not a good game.
Did not age well.
Yeah, it does not. Or, a good game did not age well. That's a better way to put it. I'm hoping that this makes it a little bit more fun, just so I can kind of pound through that. I don't know. I'm juiced up on this.
I
didn't play most of the DLC.
Not excited about this remaster because I thought they were just gonna like go for a quick cash grab with just 4K assets kind of thing. But yeah, based on some of the changes, like Mass Effect 1 is the biggest blocker of the three, I think.
I think Mass Effect 1 is the best story, but it's the hardest to play.
Yeah. But they announced a bunch of the changes. So we're going to see the graphical overhaul, right? 4K assets. They're even updating the textures on them and stuff like that. Updated the models. But so Mass Effect 1, they're modernizing the combat system, the aiming, the inventory system. The control scheme is going to be unified across all three games, and a bunch of AI improvements. So I have to see gameplay and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I need to see what it looks like. But
Yeah. But has potential, right? To if they're doing actual mechanical changes to make me want to go back in.
A question. Mass Effect is still an EA property, right?
Yes.
Does this immediately go on EA Play or whatever it's called?
Usually they don't put their new games on EA Play right away.
This is an old game though.
No,
This is
it's
a pretty old game.
This
They're
is
just not going to go on right off the top.
no, this is
Damn.
this is gonna be a $70 game. Easy.
I mean,
By
I think,
BioWare,
I
right?
think
Did they break off again?
No, they've been with
No.
them.
Yeah, they're
EA
still there.
Okay.
owns them, yeah.
They're just slowly dying.
This might
Well,
give them the
that
juice,
last
though.
game they released.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that squad?
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Oh,
No.
Anthem.
That was
They released
Anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey,
Big yikes.
everybody raise your hand if you bought Anthem. Wow. Aiden, fuck you. You're my least favorite brother.
I looked at Anthem and I was like,
Dude.
I was playing Warframe at the time, and I'm like, oh, this is like a weird
A
version
worse
of
War-
Warframe.
Yeah,
Oh, looks like,
Yeah.
It's literally a worse version of Warframe, and Warframe is a free-to-play game.
yeah. And I'm just like, I'll skip, and they'll
Yeah.
probably release a big update, and they'll fix the game, kind of like players of what's that other? The Division, like the Division players
Oh.
say, like, oh, they fixed the game after this big update.
Yeah, it happened in T1. Yeah.
Yeah. And just I've never heard anything about Anthem since.
It never got that update. Like, there's
Yeah.
this,
It was
there's-
supposed to.
There's this talk of a 2.0. Like, people are like, this is their Final Fantasy 14 Realms Reborn moment, and it hasn't happened yet.
I'm keeping my ear to the floor just to see if that happens.
Now, the game, when you're playing the game and shooting, it's fine. It's a great game.
No, it's
But
not.
everything around it, from just going into the world, the game world, is the worst.
Yeah.
Like
Anthem
there's
did one thing well.
so
and
many
it was
loading
flying.
screens.
That's it.
The
The
combat's
You like
flying
great.
is
flying?
fun.
The combat's great. The fighting, the gun mechanics are good. The movement system's
There-
good.
There's nothing special about it though.
Like
Like it's fine, but
Well, what they did was they took Mass Effect Andromeda
Yeah.
and then added flying, because the gunplay feels exactly the same.
yeah, interesting. I didn't like
Which-
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Which I
all
love
that
Mass
much.
Effect Andromeda. I love the
I did.
game.
There's
gameplay
literally
of it.
dozens of you, Chris.
No, there's more
Literally
than that.
dozens.
It's more than that. But I don't play Mass Effect games for the story, to be honest. Like, the story
Really?
never really got to me.
That was always I mean, it's a fun game to play otherwise, but that was always a story heavy game for
Yeah,
me.
it seems like the whole point is supposed to be
Yeah,
the story for Mass Effect.
Like, it was weird. I was talking to Andy about it because he loves Mass Effect. He like reads all the things, all that stuff, and I'm like, I barely remember what happened. Like, story wise.
Tell me a Mass Effect character that you remember besides Shepard.
Garrus.
That was the first one that I thought of too.
But I don't remember his storyline. Like,
He
I don't
is
remember.
an alien
I know you-
cop.
I know there's like a side mission with him. I don't even
There's
know what it is.
a lot of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with him specifically. I don't know what his side
Oh.
mission was. I don't know what his anything.
Basically, you raiding a gang headquarters
Yeah.
is the main one I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I remember a lot of those games, and they're great, but also, I don't think the remaster is going to be as much as what we want. Like, they're going to update it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not going to be, like, feel fresh enough.
For me, I'm just gonna wait till it's on EA Play again in a year and
Probably,
then
yeah.
play it then.
Yeah.
It's-
That's smart.
Right.
I've already bought these games like 2, maybe even 3 times over
Um,
because I got them on PC because I want to play them again.
No.
because he wants to burn
Anyway.
money. And the other sad thing about this is there's no multiplayer suite.
I never played
That's-
Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I
I
heard it
love
was
it.
pretty good.
Fantastic.
I loved
It was
Yeah.
way better than it had any reason to be.
Yeah, even though it was like a loot box type system, which again, I was like, this is EA. This is like a perfect time for them to make more money off of loot boxes. Like, they could have
Hey,
easily
man.
pushed a multiplayer suite and did the exact same loot box system and got micro MTX money.
Do you think?
It's-
Do you think
could
they're
still be
trying to
coming.
change their ways because of the Lucas games thing?
It could be possible. I mean, ever since Battlefront 2, they've slowly started changing. So it's very possible because Squadrons,
We
came
haven't
out.
played enough of that, really.
yeah,
to-
but like it's like I don't even think there's an MTX system in that game. Like everything is unlockable in game. Like you earn currency by playing the game, right? And that was like a surprise release in a way. No one really expected that game to come out. Battlefront 2, it launched terribly, or Battlefield 2, no Battlefront.
Battlefront
It had a terrible launch, but once they reversed everything, game's fantastic for what it is.
I honestly think that game was the game. I will say was fine.
Yeah,
early on.
I would say that too. I would say what is in bad state, but it's in a, like now you play it now, it's a really good state, but
it feels like a whole game.
But it lost all that momentum because of
Yeah.
that MTX thing, right?
And they screwed up Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefield had a terrible launch. Anthem.
They've been
Yeah.
not doing great, but let me tell you something about EA. Madden, FIFA. That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
They'll
but
be fine.
they're not going to
They're
change
gonna be
those. They're not going to change those
Yeah.
MTX systems because those fans don't care.
I think they care.
If
but
they'll change about
it's just
FIFA
such
just
a
due to
wide
regulation.
fan group.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'll do what they can
Europe's
around
starting to-
regulation, but
Yeah, I mean,
but-
Europe's starting to crack down on that shit, though.
but I'm talking
Yeah,
about the
well,
actual.
Belgium you can't do.
I'm talking about the player base. The player base just doesn't care that much for those games. Like you don't hear.
Yeah.
You don't hear any noise of people like, Madden needs to change their ways or FIFA needs to change their ways.
You don't go in the right circles then because you hear that noise all the time.
Yeah, if
Like
I'm in
you
like
hear it, but they still do it though.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like I
they'll
feel
still
like
do
most
it.
people making that noise don't actually buy the new games.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
gambling addicts have a
Dude.
problem just because they're happy to gamble all their life away. Doesn't mean that there isn't an issue here.
Oh no, I'm
Speaking of
is
gambling
an issue.
addicts, I don't want to go too deep into it, but I hang out sometimes at the local liquor store with the liquor store man. There are some people there who literally hang out at the store.
You.
Not me. I hang out at the store. I
No,
don't
you
ever
did that
buy.
today.
Yeah, you
mean,
literally
I-
just said that.
I do it all the time, but they will hang out like at the store and just spend $20 every like 4 minutes. Like
yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah.
They'll buy a scratcher or something, scratch it,
yeah.
and buy another one.
I'm sitting here. I'm like watching. I was like, you just spent $80 to win $5,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're
I've-
still doing this, and you're coming back after. And it's like,
Yeah.
what are you like?
I used to work at a Safeway, and there would just be people for like 4 hours during a day. Like, there was a retired guy who was just like burning through all his money. He would buy scratch offs, go outside, scratch them, come back in, cash it out, buy some more, go to Starbucks, then go outside, smoke, do the scratch offs, and it would just be like this like weird cycle of like this is how this guy spent his retirement. It was insane.
Yeah.
Yep. Saw the same exact thing working in a gas station.
Me too.
Maybe
I also
every
worked at a
payday,
gas station.
same guys coming in every single payday buying like even $50 scratch. Just like, I want to tell you not to do this, but they just get so happy when they win.
I need my 10 crosswords, bro. I need my 10
Yeah.
crosswords.
Yeah,
Dude, I don't understand how crosswords is so popular, but yeah.
because there's like an actual game part to it.
They make them feel smart. They're like, oh, look,
Yeah.
I figured this word out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's more fun than just like, oh, this adds up to 21.
Yeah. Last bit on Mass Effect. It's not a next-gen game. It's actually going to play on next-gen consoles, but as a backward compatibility mode.
Now, is that because they
Mistake.
can't get it up there, or because they're too lazy? What do you think?
Too lazy.
I suspect
Amazing.
they'll eventually do a next-gen patch. I think it's like, oh, we just want to push this out now. Because the majority of the player base is on old consoles, not on new consoles.
For the next year or two.
Which
At least.
makes sense, but
I don't know. It seems like a way for Microsoft to actually to get some more pre-orders in, because they seem like they're still far behind on the PlayStation. If you make it like a next-gen exclusive and you try and sell the nostalgia factor to people.
Yeah, the thing with Microsoft is they're not like leaning into like getting people
Exclusives.
buying the console, like their marketing,
mhm.
Yeah.
right? Their marketing is about getting people on Game Pass. That's why they partnered with EA Play. That's why they bought Bethesda. They didn't buy Bethesda because they wanted to sell Xbox consoles. They bought Bethesda because they want people on Game Pass.
Although
All
they
about
are
subscriptions.
fools if they sell those on PlayStation.
If they don't sell those on PlayStation,
If they do,
oh yeah,
I think they at least if they sell them immediately, they're fools. Because what they paid $2 billion,
Yeah.
$6 billion.
Yeah.
Was it 2 or 6? One of those.
2 billion or something like that. It was insane.
Yeah. Any billion.
There's a lot of billions. But I mean, how much did they spend on Minecraft, and they made how much since they bought
Minecraft is also
It's
like,
that's a different
top 3.
I know.
Yeah. That's literally like
But they made a fuck ton of money.
Legos of today. Yeah.
And they didn't go exclusive with Minecraft. They went everywhere with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's one property that already was everywhere.
Essentially, they're like, here's a bunch of money, go do your thing. That's what Microsoft did. Like, just keep doing you.
Yeah.
You see your cash cow. Speaking of studios, Stadia Game Studios is shutting down. Who knew? Who knew this was going to happen?
Yeah. Hey. 2021. Couldn't get any better, right?
Yeah, I guess. This is like the best news of 2021.
So far.
So they're shutting down. They said we did it bad.
Well, I mean, they basically said is like, yeah, it's really expensive to make games in-house. So
they didn't release a single game.
Yeah.
So
they're like, yeah, and that's insane that they haven't even tried to release a game to see if it had an ROI. But it's the most Google thing I've ever heard of like, hey, we're doing something new and it's gone.
Yeah, this is like they just needed something to put money into so they could go to their tax books and go, hey, we didn't make any money this year. And that's it.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, that's what they do with a lot of their projects, right? Projects
Stadia
fail.
is still around, right?
Stadia's service is still going to be around,
but they're not going to. They're not going to produce any games.
It's still around for now. We don't know when they're going to cancel it. It's Google. They love to cancel things that they build.
Yeah,
I expect it to be gone, but I've heard okay things from a non-gamer about Stadia.
Yeah, because that's what Stadia is made for.
Yeah. We're not the target audience at all. Right.
Like, people who play Stadia do not know what the word latency means in terms of video games.
Absolutely not. No, the person I'm thinking of does not know what that word means. I mean, he knows what it means, but not in terms of video games. Yeah.
They will not recognize like a 3-frame delay, like
also
like a console or a PC player would.
They're like, oh, that's built into the game.
Yeah. Shit lags.
I won't go too deep into this, but that same person is playing Breath of the Wild right now, and I told them I saw the Reddit post this week about the dude beating it without getting hit, getting every Kokorok seed or whatever they are, like literally 100%ing the game without getting hit a single time, and he straight up called me a liar, and I was like, no, like I'll send you the link to the article, and he's like, I don't believe it. Even if you send me the link, I don't believe you. And I was like, all right, oh, well, okay, that's fine.
My favorite, like, Breath of the Wild is probably one of my favorite speedrunning games to have watched. But it's funny how, like, Dark Souls speedrunning...
I love Dark Souls
completely changed the game for a lot of speedrunning. Like, and it's funny how Dark Souls really feel like... Breath of the Wild really feels like a Dark Souls game in kind of a weird way. Sure. Just in terms of its openness and how you can go anywhere. And it's like, and I'm like, I completely see how you would see like these no-hit runs like you do in Dark Souls with Breath of the Wild.
Dude, I know that people have no-hit Dark Souls, but like that shit is wild to me. I mean, Breath of the Wild is also extremely wild. Yeah, that might be more wild to me because I know what that game is.
Because someone has literally gone through every single Souls or Soulsborne property in order, in a
row,
all of them. Yeah, like a 18-hour run or something.
That's
it was insane. I my mind was blown when he did it. I'm like, bro, you're trying way too hard.
He probably tried like 70,000 times too. Like that dude who beat Breath of the Wild, he had multiple runs fail at like 30 hours in or something. It's like, yo, that is like more than half the time I spent on that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what I was saying.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Stadia's It's another like nail in the coffin,
Capiche.
right? It's like
Capuche.
another nail in the coffin for that
Mhm.
quote unquote platform. Last thing today, guys. Let's wrap it up. Gearbox merged with Embracer Group. For those that don't know, Embracer Group owns THQ Nordic, Saber Interactive, for 1.3 billion.
Gearbox,
I didn't know
the
this.
Borderlands
Gearbox,
group.
Yep.
Yeah, Gearbox
Yep.
is Randy Pitchford, horny USB man, as I like to call him.
Yeah.
Young horny.
What was
Young
he?
horny
What was
USB.
he singing when he was playing
Oh.
the guitar?
Probably something about
It was super
child
dumb.
porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Like,
Like
just take
oil
the
and water
Gearbox
mixing.
properties.
Yeah.
Just ditch Randy Pitchford and we're good to go. They have great properties. They just
Yeah,
have
ditch-
Randy Pitchford attached.
Do they
Ditch
like
the
what
pitch.
is what do they have?
Borderlands,
they
like
really,
Borderlands
they just have Borderlands.
is really worth it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like everybody I know is like, I'm done with Borderlands for the rest of forever. Like I had fun with it, but as a game design, I feel like we've had enough Borderlands for forever.
Borderlands, I could see it becoming funny Destiny, for lack of a better term, in the future.
I mean, Destiny wanted to be funny for a while, and then they killed Cade 6, and then they gave up on that entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't give up. They did not give up.
They just
They
couldn't
just
afford it.
missed the mark.
You think Nathan Fillion's that expensive that they
No,
couldn't?
actually, so when Cade 6 died, that wasn't even Nathan Fillion anymore. That was North.
It was one of the voice people.
Yeah,
Nolan North.
Nolan North. It was Nolan North. Yeah, he already took over as the voice actor.
I know that, but like they had Nathan Fillion for the beginning part of Destiny 2, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They had him for Destiny 2, Destiny 1.
Yeah, and like they were already. They're just I don't know. I don't understand how that game was as big as it is, and they just like completely just changed out voice VO talent.
They overstepped on their VO talent, I think, budget wise, because I mean you had Dinklage, you have what's his name,
They
Aiden?
had a couple of other big
Guy from Fringe. I forgot his name.
Fringe Man.
They had
What's his name?
He was
the
also
receptionist
in,
from
that's the guy from Fringe.
John Wick.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Concierge. Yeah, that's Concierge.
Fringe.
I think they went too hard on it. I mean, there's a reason why a
I-
lot of
Lance
the
Reddick.
I feel like
That's Reddick. Oh, yeah.
I feel like VA costs have to be the lowest part of your game design costs.
But they're paying so much.
Yeah.
Like Lance Reddick is a
big name.
big name. Nathan
They
Fillion,
should be,
big
but
name. Peter
If you're
Dinklage,
getting
big
that
name.
hype.
I forget what the other dude's name is, but Lord Shaxx, medium-sized name. There's probably other ones in there that I don't recognize that they paid way too much for, and with the nature of Destiny, where it's like, hey, come back every 6 months,
Yeah.
whatever.
do
We need
more
you to record some more
voiceover work, yeah.
lines. That's got to
Yeah.
really build up.
So to have these
I
guys
don't
on contract for years and years, right?
Yeah.
This isn't like a guy named like James Marsters where he's going to do a Dresden book every 3-4 years, right? This is like, we need these guys to come back all the time, even if it's for 30 minutes of dialogue, right?
Yeah.
To be on call like that.
That 30 minutes literally costs them
Well,
probably so much.
it's 30 minutes of dialogue, but it's probably 5 hours of recording, 10 hours of recording,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Take, do it again, take, do it again, do it this way, right?
maybe
So I think that's just part of it. There's a bunch of other stuff. It's also
I'm not convinced it wasn't just Activision being the greediest fuck that they ever could be.
That's
I'm
absolutely
sure.
was
I
part
mean,
of it.
they're
A
not
huge
part-
part of it.
that's why probably the reason why they left Activision, but
Yeah,
it's-
but didn't they kill Cade while they were still part of
yeah,
Activision?
yeah.
Yeah, like that seems like it would have been
Yeah.
in the pipeline already. Like,
Well, I'm sure Activision was like, "Hey, your guys' budget is overreaching what we're allowing, so you got to find cuts in places." So they're like, "Oh, maybe we kill off a character."
Yeah,
That builds
kill off the
drama.
character.
Yep.
Yeah.
See it.
And who's everybody's favorite? Who's costing a little bit more than we want to pay?
Yeah,
Hoo hoo.
right.
Hee hee.
There's nip tuck here or nip tuck there, and then it all just kind of adds up.
I think it's more like, hey, you guys are spending too much attention on this. Can you guys make more cosmetics and cut this? And they don't realize that they're cutting out the soul of something to just keep making more cosmetics.
hey man, mistakes have been made before, and it will still be made in the future.
Yeah.
And when greed is thrown into that mistake loop, those mistakes get bigger.
Yeah.
and
Just seems
bigger.
greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
it's EA bad
That's,
kind of stuff, right? So
that's Activision. That's Destiny as a whole.
yeah. Yeah, either way, so Gearbox got bought out by Embracer. Who knows what that means for Borderlands? Borderlands 3. I think we're planning on going back to it eventually.
Yep.
I've had it downloaded for more than a month at this point.
I'm
Just
waiting for a
you.
next gen console, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it on.
Hey, just buy it on
Hey.
PS5.
I'm not going
Aiden's
to
just
buy
waiting.
another copy of this fucking game.
Come on.
It's not going to happen.
Dylan might buy it for you.
He might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even
Have you
Borderlands
played?
3 was a bit of a disappointment.
That's
what I
think
heard.
I'm the most
I'm-
critical.
He's super critical, yeah.
Yeah, of Borderlands 3 in this group besides Burger, obviously. Well, I can't say besides, but that we've talked about. I enjoy Borderlands. I don't hate it. It is such a letdown for what I expect Borderlands 3 to be.
And Dylan
That-
has mentioned this
yeah.
before. Like, Borderlands 3 felt like a game that should have came out 5 years ago. Mechanically,
Shoulda-
story, like just
yeah.
how it feels from like a game development, like playing standpoint. Like, it doesn't do anything to push
Yeah.
the genre. It feels like it's just trying to keep up, and it doesn't do that
Yeah.
well.
It's weird in that way. It feels like it came out too late, but also it feels rushed at the same point.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
even enjoyed my time with the game, but
Yeah.
like story wise, it's
They kind of closed out the story with 2, and there wasn't
Yeah.
really a reason to have 3. But the pre-sequel, people just like kept demanding. They had the storyline spin-off,
Yeah, they had Tales from the Borderlands, which actually
Tales from the
was pretty good
Borderlands. Like it
I
was
didn't-
just
from a narrative
was just-
standpoint.
yeah, there was too much demand, and you can't not make something. But I feel like that's what I mean when I say like it reached a critical threshold. It's like it's that point where like everybody's demanding something, and there's too much of it, and like eventually it cancels each other out. Kind of like how I feel like what happened with The Walking Dead. Like there was too much zombie stuff going on, and they just kept making it to try and hit demand, and everybody all of a sudden is like, you know what? I'm done. I don't need any more. I can walk away. But they still keep making it. It's one of those things where I don't know who still watches The Walking Dead, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. either.
Possible that
But they're over
What?
10 seasons
me and
now, right?
Aiden's dad still
Yeah.
watches it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Borderlands, but Borderlands didn't really have that. They went, what, how many years between
10.
10
About
years?
10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a little bit of like looter shooter fatigue in that time, I would say.
Well, there's
And
growth.
a-
in
Tried
it.
to
lot of-
copy him.
Well,
Everybody
and that
tried to
does it-
copy him.
Yeah.
The next thing is like not only were there a lot of those games, but a lot of those games are better than Borderlands 3.
Well, they're changing the genre, right?
Yeah.
Like they're pushing the genre forward. Whereas when Borderlands 3 came back, it's like, well, you guys don't really feel like you guys pushed anything. You look like actually taking a step back in certain respects.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the same game that they re-released with,
It's just
Couple new
prettier,
effects.
some new mechanics, but those mechanics are
Yeah.
really not that new. Like,
wasn't
Not that
Hans-
special.
Yeah.
wasn't Handsome
Yep.
Jack still dead or something like
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Like
Which is
Yeah,
fine.
like,
They have to have a new
I feel
villain.
like yeah, but I feel like the strength of Borderlands was Handsome Jack. I don't know.
Hey, there's nothing like a great villain to push a narrative, right?
Yeah.
And
The-
Handsome Jack was just
The new ones were very lame.
they're just generic
Yeah.
villains that had very cheeky, tongue-in-cheek type of humor.
Oh yeah, weren't they like a chaos cult or something? I don't remember.
They were a chaos like
Streaming cult.
streaming
There were,
cult.
streaming
there were
cult, yeah.
streamers that created a
Yeah.
cult. Yeah.
That's
Like-
what it was. Oh yeah, it was so on the nose
Yeah.
too. The commentary of them being streamers, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
That's what I was
no,
like.
I'm okay.
A lot of people thought that was like too campy, right? Too cringy. For me, I was okay. It didn't bother me, but I'm okay with that kind of stuff in general. But I totally get why people are like, it's a little,
It's a little on the nose. It's just
it's
like
a little
yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little much. I'm like, I totally get that. I totally see that.
Yeah.
But from a gameplay standpoint, I can
Wasn't great.
I can slide and mantle now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can wait 30 seconds for my menu to load.
Yeah.
What a fun time.
Yeah. And then just like how it plays. Like, let me open up my map. 20 seconds later, here's the map. You know?
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh come on.
That's some kind of plebeian problem. I don't think I'd have that problem.
No, I think it was more of a console
Yeah.
issue in general.
It's a massive technical issues on
But
console.
console is a huge player base.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
you're not wrong.
Like that's
I think
an extremely large,
Especially
player
for
base.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
Like,
I think my
that's-
tolerance for random gun silliness went to 0 at some point between Borderlands 2 and 3. Just like randomized damage numbers and stats, like my tolerance for randomness has kind of gone to 0, I think, as a gamer recently.
Which that's
I
fair,
don't-
but also that's what Borderlands is. So if
Yeah.
you're past that point, you're past Borderlands.
I'm just saying, like,
So,
I feel like it's changed a lot of things. Like, I think my enjoyment of roguelikes has gone down over time just due to the sort of random element. Like Hades, I think brings it back because the way it diegetically brings in the restarting things over again works. But I think Hades only works because its story is really engrossing. In terms of like the gameplay loop, I think it would get very old very quickly for me.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I feel pretty similarly about Hades. Like, it's fun to like figure out new things about the story, but
Because
once you've
you're
played it so
always
long.
getting like new cutscenes and stuff. Like that's what makes me want to keep playing, and not so much the I get to do a Zeus Poseidon build.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
eh.
It's like at its heart, it's just an okay gameplay wise.
Yeah.
Roguelike.
Yeah.
And
It's music
With an
voice acting,
exceptional
cutscenes.
with exceptional story, music,
Great
cutscenes,
production
that kind
value.
of thing. Yeah.
and we've talked about that, like it's probably the best entry level into roguelikes.
Yeah, I'm not on the same like wavelength as like I can just I'll play pretty much any roguelike as long as like the play of the game is good. But I do think that Hades is by far the best like story roguelike that there is.
Yeah. Like if
Have you guys played RimWorld?
No.
I've never been able to get into it, but I've always been interested.
I've heard about it.
You'll have to get a PC.
But-
That's about as much
Probably I
as
heard about it.
about as much as close to like a roguelike I will get, because the events are randomized in that game, and like you get random people that you can add to your colony, but it's very very heavily mechanics driven. Like you know what you're looking for and you try and farm specific things. I don't know if I really like RimWorld, but I don't know if I would consider it as roguelike as something like Hades, or as random as something like Borderlands with the guns. Even though there are farmable guns in Borderlands, I don't know.
Yeah. But I wouldn't consider Borderlands a roguelike because there's no threat of death,
Yep.
right? Death isn't
It's not
a
run
thing.
based.
Yeah. Like you could argue Apex Legends is more of a roguelike than
Yeah, let's.
Right.
Yeah, it's not
do
even an
that.
argument. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be talking on my ass there a little bit.
No, I think that was
Yeah.
good conversation. RimWorld. Let me tell you something about RimWorld. 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Really
Yeah,
fun
it's-
game. Like it's RimWorld and Factorio are
Dude,
like
Factorio got an update, or is getting an update.
well, it's always
Mhm.
getting updates, but they released their 1.0. But Factorio is like in RimWorld just because there's good mod support, kind of like Minecraft. But like those are like the only kind of single player games I've really been able to play. Like I can't play AAA single player games anymore for some reason. But like, hey man, you want to stare at oval shaped people with random stats and try and survive on this inhospitable world? Yes, please. Thank you. And it's like top down. I don't know. I don't.
I feel that. I think I'm trending more in that direction. I think that's why I'm more. I mean, obviously not since like we've been doing this, but I've been falling more and more in love with like roguelikes just because they're like, this is something I can kind of do and just kind of play at my leisure, I guess, instead of like really throwing my whole life and focus into it.
That's fair.
What was the last AAA game you played, Burger?
Oh man, hold on.
World of Warcraft.
I mean, if we count World of Warcraft, I haven't.
I don't know if I would count. Let's
It's
say
single player type one.
Yeah, single player, like story driven game ish. Or I'll count like, Call of Duty ish type stuff.
Well, in terms of like a single player game, it would probably be the oh crap, I'm forgetting the name. What's the one where like you're in the jungle? Far Cry, the Far Cry games, and like the other Ubisoft games that are like that. But
Assassin's Creed.
no, I'll never play an Assassin's Creed game ever again after Assassin's Creed 1.
That's the first one.
That's the first one.
It's gotten better since then.
It made me like okay, so like I played Assassin's Creed 1 and I realized that there was a gameplay loop where like all combat I forget what it's called, but there's actually like a principle of like once you figure out the simplest thing to do, and if you can just repeat it at zero consequence, that's what you'll do over and over again. So Assassin's Creed 1
First play, baby.
Assassin's Creed 1 was just block parry. Yeah. And you would do that in any combat situation over and over and over again. And like trying to do anything else was just inefficient. And then I remember getting really mad at one of the bosses where I spent like 5 hours trying to figure out how to like get on top of these buildings to get behind the assassination target and drop down on him. And then I go in to like do the kill, and then I drop down on the guy, and then it goes to a cutscene, and then the guy just runs away. And I'm like, fuck this game. I thought it was supposed to be how I wanted to play it. And like the game's just like, nope, fuck you. We're doing a cutscene now, and he's running away, and now you have to chase the guy through the street. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna go play. I think I got Modern Warfare 2 at the same time or something like that. I'm like, I'm gonna go play COD.
I had a very similar experience to you with
Modern Warfare 1. Modern Warfare 1, excuse me. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
I had a very similar experience with you on Assassin's Creed 1 because I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go up here. I'm on this perch, I'm waiting for him to come under me, and then you go to assassinate and cutscene, and he's running, and you got to chase him. And I was like, I don't play this game to chase people. This is not why I play this game. I was so mad.
That's why Hitman works so much better for me as like a concept, because it's just literally like, yeah, no, you can just fuck around and beat people to death with like stupid axes. But then when Assassin's Creed 2 came out, I was like, I don't really want to play this game. And then someone's like, no, it's a lot better. And I'm like, is it still the easiest thing? Like, is combat still just parry stab? And they look at me and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, no, thank you, I'm done. And it was like 3 or 4 games, and then I think they did, what was it, Black Sails or something like that?
Black Flag.
Black Flag was actually kind of fun.
And I'm like, and I almost wanted to get into it, but I'm like, the only fun parts are the ship stuff, and I would rather just have a dedicated game to the ship stuff.
Yeah, the only problem at that time there was no other games that was doing pirate ship stuff than Black Flag.
On that budget,
yeah, and that was my favorite part of Black Flag. I loved Black Flag. To be a pirate.
I didn't hate the most recent ones, but I have not beaten any of them because they're way too long.
Too big. Yeah, they're too big.
Yeah. Look at them more as just you want to explore that world they build, because world building is insane in them. And most of the other parts are.
Yeah, I feel like the most recent games though have been very much like the Division games, where they just give you mobs to kill, and the mobs are just like damage sponges. They have like 4 health bars that you have to work through. And it's just like I can't find any interest in doing it.
They're basically MMO lights.
Yeah. Division 2 wasn't as bad as Division 1 on the boss type.
Division 2 is a great game.
Yeah, Division 2 is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care for games with guns where enemies are just like absorbing bullets for 20 minutes.
Let me tell you about Assassin's Creed, man. No guns. Not allowed.
Yeah, but you're still like stabbing people, and you're doing like fancy death moves where like you'll slit a guy's throat from on top of his shoulders or something, and then he like lays down on the ground, and then for like 3 seconds, and then he gets back up and he's like, "Rrr," and we're gonna keep fighting because his health bar, because you're level 35 and he's the level 37 enemy, so stuff that you have to kill them 30 times over. It's just that I don't find it immersive anymore.
Yeah.
With long time to kills. That's what it
That's
is.
fair.
As soon as I spend like 10 minutes trying to kill one guy that I'm putting bullets in their face in, I'm done. I can't.
That's
it's
fair.
just like
You don't have to explain yourself more to me
Okay.
because I generally feel the same way. I do think that the last few Assassin's Creed games have been the best that they've had, but I haven't played any of them more than like a few hours because of that same exact thing.
it's more interesting story wise, but I just don't know if I care about
Well, the story is
the
like
gameplay loop.
what 40, 60 hours now for every
Yeah.
one of those. Which
There's
is
Valhalla's smaller. They've made statements Valhalla's for sure.
Yeah, but they have plans for like a bunch of DLCs.
Yeah, but you don't
for
have
it
to do
for
that
free.
to get the core experience, right?
Like it's smaller, but it's still larger than it needs to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like,
well, that's why I want to play
10 hours would be
Phoenix
perfect for those games.
Immortal Rising, because that's actually like a 20-hour campaign.
Do it.
Which
and
to me,
there's actually some
it's solid.
difference.
yeah, mechanically good game.
Yeah.
I think 20 hours for single player experience is like my sweet spot for like max duration.
Yeah, that's fair. I would rather like an 8 to 12 hour experience that's just like fully fleshed out like Control.
Yeah,
Loved it.
but Control is not an open world game.
Oh, it's open world,
It's-
baby.
yeah.
It's open world.
It's not like the same type of
Yeah.
open world, but it's still.
But you know what I
Yeah, you
mean,
can go-
right?
You can go
they're
anywhere in that building that you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not like
Yeah.
a world,
I-
right?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you're right. I like shorter.
yeah, just straight like more linear things.
Yeah.
I feel like are always going to be better if they're done well.
Like Timefall 2. Good.
Yeah.
That game is not short. That game took me like 7 years to complete. It's wild.
But it's a great single player
Maybe because I didn't
experience.
try.
And it's not long.
Do you
I
think
love
they could bring mechs somehow into Apex?
No.
Speaking of Titanfall,
I suspect
because it's the same universe, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
a character down the line is going to have a mech suit ultimate or
Yeah.
super, whatever you call it, where they like basically call down a lifeline package for them. They can get into it. It's just like extra instead of like shields. It's like a layer of armor. I
Mhm.
suspect that's what the
Yeah.
Titan experience will be in Apex.
I think. Well, they announced that Apex is going to be their primary FPS game title or
Rest in peace.
intellectual
Right.
property. They made that statement, but they also said they have plans after like season 12 to expand beyond the battle royale mode.
They said that in a recent AMA this week.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
that's
we don't
what.
know what that means. They
So-
they recently teased a Trident racing
Yeah.
thing, so I would
what
not be
Fortnite
down with that.
looks like they want to do as well. Like, I think the battle royale part of it
I mean, they
is
dabbled-
kind of played out amongst Zoomers, and they're trying to like
yeah.
build out the.
Well, they built out that play mode like 2 years ago, right? Where
Yeah.
the creative mode a couple years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
I bet they just go like pull the data and go like, hey, what are these modes and maps people are making, and just pulling data to figure stuff out. Who knows? I don't know. It'd be cool if they brought Titans back into Apex Legends.
I would be down.
It sounds neat, but I don't see a way of them doing it in
Sending
a
a picture
fun
to
way
our
that doesn't just break
mom
it.
made.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I
Yeah,
was waiting for them to introduce a legend that was a pilot that can wall run as his passive.
I think that's gonna be after the. I think there will be like a Titan mechanic that will have the I don't know what you call it, like an exoskeleton drop basically,
Yeah.
and then I think there will be a wall runner eventually, but I
I
don't
think
know
the
how
only
useful
problem
that
with
will
that
be.
is the maps aren't really designed with that in mind.
That's
That's what
kind
I
of a
mean.
random question for you guys.
Sure.
Did you guys ever play Tribes or Tribes Ascend?
Yeah.
Yes, I
I
know
was
about
terrible
it.
at it, but I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So like every time I I see the sliding in the downhill mechanics of Apex Legends, I'm like, man, I would really like it if this was just straight up Tribes Ascend, like mechanics where like you start surfing the walls and you start going really fast. I like if they boosted those gameplay mechanics with like wall runs and stuff, and like you just have like the hover boots and you're just going super fast through the battle royale. I wonder if like that kind of gameplay would actually be fun. That's what I kind of want to see with Apex.
Who knows? It would be interesting for them to play with that stuff with like LTMs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's all we got, boys. You guys have anything to add?
I take
Nope.
a piss.
Peace.
Nice.
All right.
Good stuff, bud.
Bye.
Said anything.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.